Hey, good afternoon and welcome.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you. Welcome to Word Wednesday.
Here we go.
As you can see, we've got a bit of a different vibe today.
That's right.
Tell us, the Swen's brainchild. Swen just came in and said, "Listen,
It's just going to change.
everything that we've done up until this point is rubbish.
It's totally rubbish.
We're gonna change it up, and I like it. I'm feeling like a real podcaster right now. I don't know about you. Is that me?
No. That's me on stereo. We always forget
No, we always
one of
forget.
the devices on. It is horrible. But anyway, I like this. I'm looking at us here. We're well lit. It's all lit.
This looks very cool. It's lit in both ways.
It's lit in as any way you want, right? So it's good. It's good to be here. And we're taking this to podcast level. So
It's feeling legit. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's feeling very legit.
I feel like we just need another camera. Just
Yeah.
one just right over there.
Yeah.
And I think this could take it to another level.
If you're interested in giving us a camera,
Well.
feel free. Feel free to do that. But hey, we want to welcome you from wherever you're watching. It is torrential downpour outside.
Absolutely crazy. Changed in a minute.
It changed literally in a minute. I got here not so long ago. I looked outside. Swen said it was cold, and that was an understatement. It is properly raining. So wherever you're watching from today, if you're at work and you're taking a lunch break with us here on Word Wednesday, you're very welcome here. Let us know what you're up to, if you're taking lunch or if you're sneakily watching while you should be working. Give us a shout out in the comments. We said every week, Word
Why not?
Wednesday is as good as the people that join us.
That's right. You know what? And let's just be honest. Like, sharing is caring,
big time.
right? If you care for the people in your life, you're going to share this if you get value out of it, I think.
Listen, I think that is the best thing you can do. Even if you're watching on YouTube,
Yeah.
jump onto Facebook, share it.
Yeah.
Peter Haas actually said something this morning in the talks about, oh my goodness, what people need is not another great... Okay, you speak about how good invitation is. I'm going to find the quote, and then I'm going to drop it to make it sound really cool.
Who
But yeah,
doesn't
go
want
share
an
it.
invitation? I mean, honestly, even if you never rock up at the party, you still want an invitation.
Some people, you can invite somebody so much that eventually they just cave.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
think we could also do that.
We could. No, we could. Just peer pressure people into it. But I'm seeing Alvain Fisser jumping on the YouTubes. Great to see you. Nadia as well. Hello. Welcome to Word Wednesday today. I see on Facebook we've also got
Got a couple of people joining
people
us here.
jumping in.
We got Nicolene Vogel. How's it, Nicolene? Hope you're doing well. We got Dumi, our executive technical director. He's joining us. We got Monique watching while working on the new worship recordings.
We
Pumped to
cannot
have everyone
wait.
see it.
We cannot wait.
Man, we've had a sneak taste of it.
And it was good.
And it was very good.
It was
It's
nice.
got you you're almost a taste. You're just hungry for more now. But
Yeah.
It's going to be next level. We had our worship team came through on Saturday, and they filmed 8 amazing songs, new songs that are really going to bless us. We were like, Swen was just receiving something from God in the auditorium just
loving it.
during the worship, and we believe it's going to be amazing. That's airing this Sunday. Worship's
gonna be
gonna
great.
Plus, we got a great preacher coming to speak on Sunday.
Yeah, when's he getting it?
He's getting here right now. He's here. That's going to be amazing.
I actually almost felt like getting up onto stage on Saturday when we were recording this album. I'm like, I'm going to get up there. I'm just going to start leading like in prayer
You should do it.
and transitioning a moment here. But I was like, they might not find that funny. It might be a little irreverent. But
Well, in the Rattle music video, Furtick is singing
goes for it.
with the team, so
Oh,
something to look at. For
maybe,
the next recording.
maybe. But anyway, I missed live music. It was so good to be there. Really enjoyed it. And we've also got Nicolene Vogel here studying and making pancakes.
Come on, somebody.
Pancakes in this weather. I
That's
don't
a
know about
play.
you, but if pancakes suddenly arrived
Here,
at studio, I mean,
I wouldn't say
waffles.
no. What do you put on a pancake when it's warm like this?
always, well, depends if you're my son, ice cream.
Ice cream.
Doesn't matter
Always
what
ice
the
cream.
weather- doesn't
It's
matter
like
what the weather
snowing
is.
outside,
Yeah,
ice cream.
just ice cream.
Okay.
You know what I could do? Maybe like some whipped cream, a bit of strawberries,
Yeah,
maybe a drizzle of honey.
yeah, drizzle.
That seems like a solid way to go.
That's yeah. Dude, you're making me hungry. Let's talk Word Wednesday. These 30 minutes always go by so quickly. We had a powerful Sunday this past week. Really, it was, I think, one of the first times we have done a literal triple dip Sunday where we had three different speakers across the Sunday. I don't know about you. I was blown away by the ladies who brought fire.
They
Roxy
did so
and Sarah in
well.
the morning. They killed it.
They did so well. I was so proud. I must be so honest.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it.
That was amazing. And then we had a cool 5:30 service as well, basically speaking around the whole topic of honor. We've been doing this for the last 3 weeks, but honor and relationships.
Yeah.
And some of the dynamics, I think, is what a lot of people spoke about on Sunday, was really the dynamics that you find in different types of relationships and how we can incorporate honor into that. And you're finishing off this week's Sunday honor and leadership.
That's right.
So that's going to be powerful. But why don't we speak a moment just on the topic of honor and relationships and some of the main threads that maybe came through on Sunday. I know the girls spoke powerfully on Esther in the first service and then Ruth in the second service. What were some of the things that you enjoyed about those messages? Or maybe even to start, what are some thoughts that you have just with regards to honor and relationships? And I think we can kind of run from that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like what I loved about the messages this past weekend is that they really did take a holistic approach to relationships, and they were really trying to bring across great principles that we can all apply to relationships at different levels.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to say, well, let's honor the people we like. You know, that's easy. Like, I like my friend, I like them, but I like this person, but just almost the consequence of honor and the consequence of dishonor, especially with Esther's story and bringing in Mordecai and Hagar and Hagar's the wrong person. What's the guy's name? Haman.
Boaz.
Haman.
Boaz,
Haman. Yeah, other story. Haman.
So it's a lot of names.
There's a lot of names out there, a lot of H's. And just kind of the difference of honor and dishonor and what the effects they have on relationships. And I thought that was really, really good. Yeah. And I think that for me stood out the most, is that it wasn't just necessarily one area, but they were really feeding into different areas of relationships, marriage relationships, friendships. Yeah. I loved the personal story, even that Roxy shared about her and a family member. Yeah. You know, how it was like, why is this happening? And then God challenging her. Yeah. And then her starting to intentionally sow seeds of honor in a sense.
That's good.
And later on, like 6 months to a year, I think it was, those things started to bear fruit. Wow. And I thought that was so important and so powerful, because sometimes you can think, well, if I'm going to start honoring you today, if I don't receive honor from you, this is over.
Especially after a couple of days of doing it intentionally.
Exactly. You know, you maybe you go buy flowers, or and you're like, oh, it's not working. No, but you have to, the good seed has to overtake whatever the other seed is, right? You need to put effort into the ground. And just knowing that whatever you sow, you do reap one way or another. And the fact that did actually come around full circle, that she did receive value out of that relationship, I thought was a really good touch. And,
I love that. I think you're 100% right. And even on the idea of speaking about the consequences of that, I think even in the message in the evening, obviously the most fresh in my brain.
Of course.
But even the curses, the blessings and the curses that had for the sons that decided to either honor their dad, honor Noah, and to dishonor him.
Of course, because you were speaking about Noah and his boys after the whole ark embargo.
After the whole
on the other side, the waters receded, and they're out. They've got the earth to themselves.
They've got the earth themselves, and obviously Noah, took it to the next level, planted a vineyard, and then enjoyed the fruits of the vineyard, as one does. And as we joked that it's probably, you're on a boat for 40 days, bunch of different animals, stinky animals, and your family. Right. Do we blame him? Had a moment, but really the idea there was just, even speaking on what you're speaking on, is that there are consequences to honor. And even in family, and speaking about, he actually didn't, what was interesting in the scripture was that he didn't curse Ham. He said that the generations to follow will be cursed. Yeah. Which is quite interesting, because what I kind of took from that is that what we model is also what other people are going to learn from. So from our kids, for example, the relationships that you have with your kids, obviously I'm not a father yet, but the what we model and what we do with our children, obviously they will replicate that as well. And honor is something that I want replicated, because we can, if we live a life of not honoring other people, or not honoring our boss, or not honoring the relationships that we have, or maybe not even honoring your spouse, it's going to be hard for your kids to model that, to model that relationship. So there are consequences to honor, and it's something that we want, especially in our relationships, we want it to feed through, and to be something that we can see kind of in the people around us, that there's honor. But like you said, it's difficult sometimes. It's very tough, and one of the things that make it super tough is that people are imperfect.
That's right,
People are broken, and to work around that and to wait for somebody to be perfect, it's going to be a very long wait.
It's true.
And maybe something that we can speak about is how we go about doing that. I know we chatted slightly about this most weeks, but how do we go about honoring people when they get it wrong? Because Roxy with that story was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's intentional.
Yes.
It's consistent. It's something that keeps going, even if it's not being kind of, I don't know if you've had relationships, we're not going to name names, but I don't know if you've had relationships in your life where you feel like, flip, I'm the only one giving here. I'm the only one honoring here, and it doesn't feel like I'm getting anything back. How'd you wait through that?
Well, since we're on the topic, and since we're both in the room, this is a moment.
Let's air it out.
Even dirty laundry has to get aired out at some point.
Totally,
you know what I mean? No, I get I think it's a really good question. And just the thought that I was having, even when you were talking about that story, is how powerful a blessing from a father
Yeah.
and a curse from a father is.
Yeah, it's a bit hectic to speak about. To be
It
honest.
is, yeah. It's very and just the power that you can pass on a blessing. And if you're thinking about, you know what, I don't feel like honoring people right now, just the fact that you can pass on a blessing of honor,
Yeah, very
because
good.
you can't receive honor if you can't give honor. It doesn't work that way. Because it's a sowing and reaping principle.
Yeah.
And so, to come back to what you're saying
Very
about
good.
the fact that that how do we start honoring in relationships that aren't great with honor? It's super difficult. I won't lie. I wish there was like a, you know what, you just apply this to your life. It's all going to flow naturally. It's all going to
Yeah.
flow easy. It's going to feel unnatural
Yeah.
because you're not receiving something from it.
Yeah.
But again, honor isn't something the goal isn't to receive. The goal is to give,
Very
right?
good,
The goal
yeah.
is to be generous. The goal is to value people. So I think you actually nailed it. I think it's to be consistent.
Yeah.
I think it's to be, there's a line that has to be drawn between flattery and honor,
Yeah, that's good.
because you can flatter someone, but you know, it's like you can leave your hook in them with
Yes.
flattery,
Yes.
right? You can set them up for failure with flattery.
Big time.
And that's not honor, right?
Yeah.
Flattery is from the devil,
I
the
like
Bible
that.
says. So,
Sure.
so I think we can go to a place of flattery, so we can gain favor with someone.
Yeah.
But what flattery does is make sure that it's public.
Yeah.
Honor is even private,
Good. Yeah.
and so God sees honor because it's a private thing. It's a heart motive.
Yeah.
Flattery is about deception.
I love what you spoke about. Sorry to interrupt. I love
No,
what you spoke
right.
about in the beginning of the year, which is how do we speak about our leaders when they're not in the room? Or how do we speak about our parents or our spouses when they're not in the room? Because I think
Yeah.
that's how you can turn away from flattery.
Yes.
Flattery, I need your presence. I
Yes.
need you here.
Yes.
I can then blow you up, and I can
Yes.
make you feel amazing about yourself. I think honor is that even when you're not in the room,
Exactly.
I'm honoring Swen, or I'm honoring my wife, or I'm honoring the people in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that we need to learn and develop, because that's a culture thing.
Big time.
And we've even spoken about it. It's easier to trash about, and I'm trying to want to pull this back to what I spoke about. It's easy to talk badly about someone when they're not in the room. It's
Yeah.
much harder to do it face to face.
Yeah.
But you honor somebody when there could be a tension or something that has gone wrong, or maybe there's a mistake. You honor somebody by taking it to them
Absolutely.
and not going behind their back or speaking to somebody else. Almost
Yeah.
like in the
That's
story
really good.
where Noah, obviously he drank a little too much and he passed out, and that in itself it's a small problem, and it's something that could have been dealt with so much better than what Ham did, where he came in, saw his dad, and then went to go tell other people about it, where his other sons came in, they covered him for that
Yeah.
moment, and then they kept it a secret. What we can do is that we can still honor somebody even when they're not perfect,
Yeah.
even when they're not getting it right. It's not in the scripture, but obviously you can go and speak to Noah
Yeah.
the next day and be like, "Hey, Dad, you gotta
Listen, man.
you can't spend so much time in the vineyard, you know." Let's be real here. Let's be real. And it's the same. Like, I love it personally. Like, if I've got people in teams that I lead, that when I don't love it because sometimes it hurts. But I mean, when people come to you and they say, "Hey, we had this thing,"
Yeah.
and they speak to me about it, instead of like going to you and then you're like, "Hey, full of hurt," like
Yeah.
that's worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even in our relationships with our like spouses and our bosses, we can
Yeah.
get better at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the proverb says that wounds from a friend are better than kisses from an enemy.
Yeah.
Right, because it doesn't feel good at front, but it's there to heal. Right,
Yeah.
even a surgeon, he hurts you to heal you.
Yeah.
Right, he cuts you open so that he can mend you together again. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what Jesus does for us.
Yeah.
He cuts us to heal us.
Yeah.
And so it is a difficult thing, and there's no simple way around it. You wish you could just get that, that little, car's little, what's it, plaster on,
Yes.
get a kiss on my boo boo, and go. No, but sometimes you got to be real. But when I hear that story about Ham and Shem and
yeah.
no, I don't know,
Japheth.
Japheth, yeah. What I love about it is, I don't think that Ham even made. I don't know if maybe he walked to his brothers and he was like, "Oh, Dad did this,
Yeah.
and whatever." But I wonder if they were like, "Yeah, but remember when we were trashed last week?"
Yeah.
You know.
Good.
Or maybe we had too much fun. We know our own scars.
Yes.
We know our own weakness.
Yes.
And so why should we point out the weakness in somebody else?
Yes.
Even and when we ourselves suffer from the same problem. And Jesus said
That's
the same
so
thing. Like,
good.
why would you point out the splinter in someone else's eye when you've got a log in your own eye?
Yeah.
So first deal with yourself. And I think that's the key to honor, especially with people who don't like you or maybe you don't like.
Yes.
is to come around and go, what is the reason? Why is it? Because I'm not pure. I'm not like completely whole and healed on this. I've got some dirty in the game too that maybe I need to clean up first.
Yeah. That's
So
very good. Hey, like, what does insecurity say?
Exactly.
Insecurity says that's my problem, so I need to. If I can highlight your problems, I might feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Or the people around you can look at you and be like, well, look at their issues. So I think it's a journey. It's a long journey, and I think it'll be awesome. I'm here on Facebook. We got about 11, 12 people watching live with us right now. Why don't you speak to us a bit about your honor journey? Maybe speak about some of the things that you do well, maybe some of the things that you struggle with possibly, and we can have a conversation and we can open up about it and speak about it. But I think for me personally, I had to get over and go on a journey of kind of not overcoming. I think we're all insecure.
Yeah.
And we all will have insecurities for as long as we live. So it's not about overcoming that, but maybe dealing with it better so that I don't project my insecurities on the people that I'm called to honor.
Yes.
Because then because honor is basically saying that I accept where you get it wrong and I choose to honor you regardless.
Yes, absolutely.
Insecurity says that I'm not good in all of these areas. People know that I'm not good in these areas. So if I can expose you're not good in those areas either, then maybe I can look a little bit better.
Yeah.
We need to say, with that being the case, and even with the sons, who like you're saying, they might have been in the vineyard the week before, totally trashed and saying, well, our dad is also human. And it's about getting to a place where we've got an amazing God that firstly for salvation, we don't have to earn salvation. It's not saying that we have to do and be perfect to earn that. So that's
it's not
great.
a salvation issue,
That's great to start that. The second thing is that he still wants to use broken people to do big things.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
powerful.
quote from Stephen Furtick's book. It's like we've got a God who uses broken people to do big things. So what that means is that we'll have leaders, we'll have bosses, we'll have spouses, we'll have people doing significant things that still maybe have a skeleton or two in the closet, or maybe still struggle with things, hopefully openly, hopefully that they're speaking to people about. It's how do we deal with those things? Or just because they're in that position, do we hold them to a standard that actually no man can attain to, no man can hold to, but because they're there, we're going to do that, or we're going to be real.
Absolutely.
And try to help somebody with it and honor them through that whole process.
Yeah. I mean, the difficulty is that trust gets broken.
Big time.
Right? When relationships break, trust breaks.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult place. I don't think you can ever be intimate in a relationship without trust. Right? And God does things relationally. Right? You can't do something big for God, I don't believe, if you can't be intimate with people in relationship, because that's how he does things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there are people in Scripture where he has done things, and it's like, well, that's the sovereignty of God, and God can do whatever God wants to do.
Yeah.
But I think God, like I read something that, our destiny is actually wrapped up in other people.
Yeah.
And so we need to have healthy relationships. It doesn't mean perfect relationships, but I think as much as possible is to try and bring honor, because at least what honor does, it says, you know what, I might not agree with everything.
Yes.
I might not even always like
Yes.
you 100%.
Yes.
But there is value on your life. And I think that's what honor does. It says there's value on your life, and I'm going to value you as a person.
Yeah.
I'm going to value you as someone who's marked by God.
Yeah.
And so that means I might not even agree with your theology sometimes.
Yeah.
Whoever you're speaking to. But I can receive something from you because there is a value on you.
Yeah.
Right?
I love
And that's the way I see it. But I mean, obviously, you've got the other side of the coin where, maybe your mom and your dad got divorced because one of them were unfaithful to one another.
Sure.
And then you get that relationship where, hey, I'm lang tight with my one, but the other one who got it wrong, you just stay away from us.
Yeah.
That's where the rubber hits the road.
Yeah, I think that's when we need to start getting almost practical with what we believe.
Yeah.
And try to start practicing what we preach, practicing what we read. And these are real situations. And for me personally, I've gone on a whole journey, and we've spoken about it. Like, rebelliousness is something that you've got to fight against.
Yeah.
And sometimes that there is, I think Satan will use that. He'll use the rebellious nature to almost for you to say anybody that's in authority. Because you can have one bad experience, and then anybody who takes an authoritative role in your life becomes the enemy.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say that I kind of took that mold as a youngster, that you have one or two experiences, and then suddenly anybody who tries to tell you what to do, it's who are you?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
But with honor isn't earned. Like, trust is earned, of course.
Yes.
honor is given.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, if we feel like the trust hasn't been earned, some people are just not free to give honor.
Yeah.
They'll actually give. We give dishonor first.
Yeah.
That's where we start for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then we say, hey, you earn my trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do a couple of things really well.
You jump through the hoops.
Jump through the hoops. Be the best leader. Be the best father. Be the best boss. And then I'll think about honoring you, which is just not what the scripture says. So I think a lot about what honor is, and I love that we get to speak about this, but I actually think, and we speak about it a lot as well, it's a personal growth journey. I think it's a work with the Holy Spirit you need to do as well. We spoke about the fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah.
It's how in tune are you with the Spirit, because a lot of your ability to honor is actually going to come from how you view God.
Yeah.
And how really personally and strongly you believe what he says about how we're supposed to treat people, because it goes further than your bad experience.
Yeah. Do you mind if I say something quite practical even
I would love that. Yeah.
Honor looks like this. Honor looks like forgiveness.
Good. Yeah.
Just daily forgiving somebody for how they've wronged you,
Yeah.
right? And how you perceive that they have wronged you.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is that people go, okay, if I forgive them, do I need to trust them? No.
No, you also don't need to be the best friend.
No. It's like, it's not like, okay, I'm going to hate them. No,
Yeah.
it's like, I will forgive you because that honors you, it honors God, and it honors me.
Yeah.
But trust still has to be earned.
Good.
So we have to do this.
Finally, it's
We
good.
have
It's good
to
that you
go
speak about this.
slowly, because some people were like, "Oh, so now I must just jump right
Yes.
back into the thing with." No,
Yeah, and act like nothing's happened.
exactly. That's not.
Good, Serena.
That's not how forgiveness works. It's not. That's the difference between building intimacy and building relationship, right? So
Good.
so you've got to, and also the other one is actually bearing with one another's faults.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be imperfect.
Yeah.
I think that we would have better relationships with people if we were just able to forgive and realize nobody's perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And just be able to accept that from one another. Because even gold comes out of the ground dirty.
Yeah.
It needs to be refined. It needs to
Yeah.
be purified. It needs to go through a process.
Yeah.
Same with relationships. There's gold in you. Yeah, we just got to work through the dirt, and I can't get so stuck on the dirt that I throw the gold out with the dirt.
Very good.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about, if I think about marriages, it's about forgiving when you feel like you've been wronged. Because when we don't forgive someone, it's like you've wronged me, and I'm going to hold it against you.
Yeah.
Right? That's just you can't honor someone you can't forgive.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And you can't earn trust. Like, if you start to
Good.
honor, trust
Very
gets
good.
built. If you sow dishonor, you can't sow trust.
It's how you start.
It's exactly, yeah.
I love that.
Trust is the breeding ground. Trust is from the breeding ground of honor.
Very good. This is awesome.
And intimacy comes out of that, yeah. So
I love it. That's the starting point. It has to be the starting point, because if your first reaction is, I'm going to dishonor until trust is earned, you actually shoot yourself in the foot, because trust can't be earned out of a place of dishonor. Or it can be
can't.
conditional,
Yeah.
or it could be for a time, and then suddenly the dishonor can turn that trust into something that it was never meant to be. But as a people or as believers can say, my starting point is honor.
Yeah.
It's not that we're best friends, so I confide my deepest, darkest secrets with you, or if trust was broken, like you said at a previous point, that we now jump right back into it. That's probably not even wise, to be honest.
no, it's not completely unwise.
It's not wise, but if we can say my starting point is my foundation, which I'm going to build, is going to be honor, you set yourself up for all of those good things, for trust, for joy in the relationship, for consistency in the relationship, all those things to be built and cultivated in that space. I think that was an amazing point.
Yeah.
That was great. Let's look. If there's any comments here, sorry, we've been chatting.
Shout out some questions if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, it's very good. We got one here. Accept the ways that you are different and love the ways that you're the same in. That's brilliant. Monique's got love that honor says there is value in your life. Might not like you in the moment, but I'm still going to show honor to you. That is amazing. There's another one here. So true. Honor has impact generationally. We have learned honor from our parents. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. People saying they learned honor from their parents. I think that's the deal. It's saying that you model and that you carry on. Maybe as we begin to wrap up the conversation and we start leaning into honor and leadership, I'm really looking forward to the messages this weekend. So I'm not going to ask you anything about your message, because I don't want to give anybody a too quick a taste.
I'll give whatever I've got.
You give what you got. You're like, open up your phone. Yeah. No, I'm very excited about this. This is something that I think that we can all still learn a lot about. And I think even as we move on with the idea of what we place value on, we receive value from. I think we've got a lot of great leaders in place that we actually aren't unlocking the potential out of them and getting from them what we really
Yeah,
can.
absolutely.
Because we speak about it all the time. And Craig Rochelle actually says it, when the leader gets better, everything gets better.
Yeah.
So if we can become a people, a church mainly as a start, but also if in the working world and secular world, if we can become people that honor our leaders better, our churches get better, our workplaces get better, how our organizations run get better. I'm looking forward to this. And I think you're going to give us some really practical tools on how to do that.
Definitely. Listen, nations get better. Everything gets better. Everything gets better when we do things the way it's designed. And there's also parameters, right, when it comes to honoring in leadership. There's parameters which I'd love to share with on Sunday. Like, what are those parameters?
Yeah, very good.
When do we honor? When don't we honor?
Yes.
Because there is a line.
There
is a biblical line that falls in there. But I'd love to take this even just honoring into the workplace, if you don't mind. Like how people
You've got far more experience than I do. But
no. Well, no. But the thing is, like, when you got a working relationship with people, okay, in the church maybe it's a little bit different, but not everyone's your best friend.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, you've got people who don't like you.
Yeah.
And we have a dishonoring culture. So it's like this, where you go into the break room and the other person's not there. And all of a sudden, hey, do you know what, they're not doing so well? I don't like them. Their work is rubbish, or you know, and you can easily hop onto that bandwagon and go, you know what, you're right. Like, or it's just not working out. Or I'm not saying in a constructive conversation. I'm talking about in an undermining conversation. And instead, you just protect the person, because I think honor protects people.
It does.
It says, you know what, they've had a rough time. They're not maybe achieving what they can. But you know what, they're so good at it. They've got a genius here.
Yeah.
You know, and I think just being able to discern, when am I jumping onto the Skinnerbeck train?
Yes. Yeah.
When am I just speaking negatively?
Yeah, it's good.
And when do I need to correct my conversation? I mean, I don't know if you've got anything.
I think gossip, I think gossip is one of the biggest enemies to honor. I think it tears honor down and it takes honor away, because what gossip can also do is that you don't know who else is in that conversation with you. So let's say we're walking into the lobby or whatever the deal is, and people are chilling there, and you're having you're a hurt employee, or you've got a bad relationship, somebody else has got a bad relationship, but you've also got 4 or 5 other employees that are in the circle as well.
Yeah.
So we not only take honor away from the person for ourselves or for the person talking, but they're all listening in.
Absolutely.
And let's take the boss, for example. You are now taking honor away from the boss for all of these employees as well, which I think is more detrimental to you, because honor is the biblical principle. And if you're basically saying to them, hey, I'm choosing not to honor this person with my words right now, that's a dangerous game, because suddenly now a biblical principle God is calling you to honor, you are now affecting other people. And what you're saying is now affecting the other people that are called to honor, and we're making it harder. And I think it also, scripture says that if you're going to cause people to sin, it's better to take a swim out into the ocean and to stay there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honor is a big thing. Honor means a lot to God. So I think when it comes to gossip, we've got to watch it for ourselves and for our own hearts, because you can become the person that no one really wants to speak to. You can become the person that is
Spot
hard
on.
You can become the person that I don't know about you, but I like speaking with people that are life-giving. And I think we can all have bad days, of course.
Yes.
You can come in, you can feel maybe you had a bad night's rest. That's totally okay. But for the majority of the part, it's nice to be around life-giving people.
Absolutely.
If you're always gossiping and if you're always speaking badly about other people, firstly, I'm not going to want to spend a lot of time with you or speak to you. Secondly, I'm going to be very scared about what you're saying about me when I'm not in the room.
Exactly. There you go.
And suddenly, you're not going to be someone that I want to be a friend with or confide in or trust in, because I'm like, if I do something wrong, everybody here is going to think horribly of me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not going to have their back. You're not going to honor them. You're not going to entrust them.
No.
You're going to be very wary about them.
Yeah.
And so I think you've just put up a brilliant mirror for people to look into now. Now, which part of that divide am I sitting on?
Very good.
Am I the gossiper? Do I allow it to happen? Or am I the person who's actually trying to avoid it altogether? Right? You don't want to be a douchebag and be like, oh, you stop talking. You know,
No, you don't want to be the killjoy. But I'm saying you don't have to intentionally just think, I've got to honor, I've got to honor, I've got to honor. Like, you can just be intentional about being a nice person.
Yeah.
Or be intentional about
be kind.
Encouraging first.
Absolutely.
Being kind first. So this is why I like talking about the fruit of the Spirit in time like this. Because if we have that, if we've got kindness, if we've got goodness, if we've got patience, if we've got self-control, that if we have a bad day, we don't have to vomit on everybody that's around us. We do then become people that are awesome to
So
be
good.
around.
So
And
good.
then when we do want to speak about church or speak about God, it's very hard to take an invite from the gossip.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
gossip's
that's
not
true.
saying, "Hey, come to our church." It's like, "Jeez,
It's real life giving.
yeah, it's everybody like you. Then I'm not keen to
Yeah.
come." And
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating to an point, but I'm just
No,
saying.
I think it's right.
What we can do is we can focus on honor needs to be there, honor needs to be present, but we can focus on being kind, encouraging people. And when we do have the issue, we don't speak about it in the like you're saying by the watering hole.
Yeah.
You take it to the person, you speak
Brilliant.
to the person
Yeah.
because you build so much trust.
Yeah.
In that moment where somebody's saying, and you feel super protected.
Yeah.
You're like, so you didn't tell anybody about this?
Yeah.
It'd almost be shocking.
Yeah, you came first, yeah.
You haven't told anybody about this, but you've come directly to me to speak about this. That's amazing. It hurts a little bit. It's never nice, but you've come straight to me. That's next level. And I
Totally.
love that you've brought this up because I think it's super practical.
Yeah, and I think that's, it's just coming back down to, hey, where does the rubber meet the road in my life?
Yeah.
And how does my faith in Jesus translate into my actual relationships, not my hypothetical relationships, my actual relationships? And so, I mean, what you've just shared is absolutely brilliant in bringing in the fruits of the Spirit. You can't operate in the fruits of the Spirit without honor. In fact, just being kind
That's a great point.
is an honoring thing.
It is.
Being loving is an honoring thing.
Yeah.
And so that's beautiful. Like if we can just focus on being full with the Spirit of God, trying to honor Jesus, trying to follow him as best we can, we will become more honoring people.
You do it naturally.
Yes, yeah.
I love that.
And it cuts away the flattery
Yeah.
because you don't have to try and please anybody.
Yeah.
You don't have to try win favor.
Yeah.
Favor follows you.
Yeah.
In a
very
sense,
good.
right?
Yeah. No,
I love that. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that great conversation. Looks like we are pretty much close on finished here. Good
That's
to see
amazing.
Facebook. Lots of people sharing stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we trust. Yeah, we really trust that this has been helpful
Yeah.
to you guys. It's been great for us.
Yeah. Very
And
good.
I'm
Thank you.
very excited. I'm very excited for this last week. I think it's going to be powerful.
Yeah.
And it's been another amazing series, really, for
Yeah,
our
I
church.
enjoyed it.
But if you're watching this maybe at a later point, maybe you got caught up in the rain, or you haven't been able to peel away from work and you're watching this at a later point in the day, please feel free to drop a comment, drop a like. And we really want this to be something that other people can enjoy that maybe don't follow our page or
Yeah.
follow us personally.
Yeah.
But maybe they could be impacted with the message. This is how we share God's goodness. We share what God is doing in His church. So if you see this, share the post, get it out there. Let's invite people to be a part of Word Wednesday. Because you know what? Maybe you're watching this and you're trying to think, oh, how do I invite somebody to church? Maybe you don't need to invite them to church first. Maybe you can invite them to a podcast first. And at a
Absolutely.
podcast, maybe you can see that people aren't as crazy, or church people aren't as crazy as what they seem to be.
Yeah.
And that could be the first step in inviting them to
They're
church.
actually nice people.
They're actually nice people for the most part. Depends which Word Wednesday you catch us
Yeah,
on. To be
yeah, that's
perfectly
right.
honest. But that could be the first step. But for us, it's been a great privilege. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of this. We're really looking forward to a powerful Sunday.
Absolutely.
Should I ask you to hype yourself up for Sunday, or should I do it?
No, I don't think we need any hype. You know what I think we need? We just need to go, if you need to learn how to honor people,
Yeah.
or you're a leader
Oh,
and you want honor,
very good.
or if you're a leader, or if you have a leader
Yeah.
and you feeling like there's a lack of honor, you just need to be in this
Brilliant.
conversation. Like, where is the line
That's it.
between honoring and not honoring?
So good.
I don't think we can ever cross over to dishonor, but where do we honor and where do we not honor?
But even if you're a leader, because if you're unable to give honor, you can't receive
Absolutely.
honor. You're a leader, you know a leader, you got leaders in your life, and you want to get better at this whole thing, you've got to come to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
You have to pick a service. If it's the 9, the 10:30, or the 5:30, Swen's gonna preach amazing messages on all three. Come and be a part of that. Invite somebody. Invite people. Online has made it, and we're going to finish, but I'm saying online has made it super easy to invite and involve your world in church. You don't have to bring anybody to a building now. They
Yeah.
can sit on their couch. They can tune in online. But let's be people that invite. Let's be people that reach. It's going to be the best possible Sunday for that. But we want
Thanks
to
so
say peace out.
Love being with you guys.
Yeah,
God bless.
have a great rest of your week.
And thank you for. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.